Boom! Back at it again with another video, guys. So if you don't know how this go, you should. And if you don't, go back and watch my other videos. But let's just jump right into the motherfucking video. Alright guys, so I'm gonna tell you 10 things to build a strong relationship. Is that first and foremost, you need to focus on yourself. Cause some of y'all out here, just like me, we got shit to work on. We got stuff to do. You know, work with our own inner demons, stuff that happened, trauma from our past, whatever, you know, past relationships, childhood, whatever it is. We need to work that out and feel like, you know, we good. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get it together. So, focus on yourself first and foremost. Make sure that you good. Make sure you understand yourself well enough. Make sure that you know how to communicate with yourself. Because sometimes, you know, we got to know, like, okay, this is why I'm acting this way or this is why I'm acting that way. And then work on that and say, how can we better ourselves? You know what I'm saying? That's always a goal. Number 2, once you're done working on yourself and you feel like, you know what, maybe I should be finding somebody. Or maybe I ran into somebody, I think I'm attracted to them, I think I want to talk. You know, what should I do? Build a friendship. How to build a friendship by doing what? Spending time with the person, getting to know them, learning how they communicate, asking them questions. Get to know them before you start jumping into shit. This way you know what's going on and you feel like, okay, maybe they might be the right one for me, or maybe, oh, they got some problems and I think they need to work that out before I even jump in with them. Well, you know, because, you know what I'm saying, you jump into and stuff like that, next thing you know, you end up with stalkers. Or people that's going to harass you and call you from block numbers.
Police! Help! Police! Help! Help!
Anywho, but yeah, definitely just spend time with the person and get to know them a little bit more, because, you know, you want to build that friendship up where y'all can laugh and joke about certain things. But that kind of moves me into number 3, love languages. This is a little bit when you're getting a little bit more serious with the person, you know, because now you need to start learning how they need to be loved, you know. How can you best love them and show them that you love them? And vice versa. How can they best love you and show you that they love you? Learning your partner's love language is so important. I can't stress this enough how important it is. Because we're all loved differently. We all feel loved differently. So learning that is going to be a major key into building that strong foundation. You know, some people like materialistic things, and that's a way of showing them that you love them. Some people like more like simple things, like just taking them out on nice little picnics in the park and, you know, going roller skating together and doing like little stuff like that. You know, everybody is loved differently. So realizing how or learning how your partner feels best loved is always important. And it takes time, definitely takes time, but it's one of those things that you really will need to know. Moving on to number 4. Now, this is where we're talking about triggers, trauma, issues, problem. This is so important as well, because learning those triggers and learning those things that kind of makes them tick is always important, because at this point you want to make sure that y'all going to be able to get through any of the problems that you guys have, and you want to avoid unnecessary problems. Things that you avoid, get out the way. You know, you're always going to have problems in relationships and things going to happen or whatever, but when you could try to avoid certain things like the triggers and the things that make them tick, avoid that. You know what I'm saying? Avoid it. Get out the way. This way you don't got to worry about it. That's one less problem on your plate. There and there. Let's move on to number 5. Communication. Communication is stressed so much nowadays, and learning how to best communicate takes a lot. So that's why I think between 1 through 4, you need to learn all those things, because now you're going to be able to communicate a little bit better. First of all, when you have a friendship with somebody, it's easier, because, you know, when you have a friendship and y'all got that bond together already and y'all able to laugh and joke or whatever it is, it's going to be easier for you to come and talk to them about problems too. Also, because you learn their love language, you know how they love, you know how they feel, you know their triggers, you know what makes them tick. So you can kind of avoid those things, like I said before, avoiding unnecessary problems by coming to them, telling them what's up, expressing to them what's going on. Also, you're going to be able to do that. How? Because you know yourself. You know what makes you tick. You know what makes how you feel loved, and you know yourself. So when you know that, you can come to them and say, listen, I'm going to be able to effectively communicate with you because I know myself. So listen, I know this is a problem for me. Can we fix it? You know what I'm saying? So like different things like that. So with that, when it comes to the problems that you kind of couldn't avoid, then communication is best, because now we're going to be able to effectively communicate. And what you want to do is, you don't want it to be you versus them. You want it to be you and them versus the problem. You want to be, hey, we're on the same team here. Let's face this issue and tackle it. Throw that shit down, fumble it, whatever you gotta, sometimes you fumble it, the other person catches it, whatever it is. And then next thing you know, you body slamming it because we doing WWE over here.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
6, planning dates. This is important. Y'all need to start planning some dates and going out. You cannot always be chilling in the house. I mean, granted, I love being in the house. I love it. But plan some other stuff too, and don't do the usual things like going out to eat, going to the movies, which I love. Trust me, I'll go to the movies, go to eat. Heartbeat. I'm always hungry. You see, I'm skinny. Skin and bones. I'm ready to eat. But, plan different things like go roller skating, go bowling, go laser tagging. Like, I don't know. Like, just do some different stuff. Things that haven't really been done before. Like, go to the spa together. Get a couples massage. Step it up. Rock climbing. Come on. I'm throwing all these ideas out. Come on. There's so much stuff that you could do. And even if you're on a budget, make it work. Look up some DIYs and put that together and bring all the supplies with you and go and be like, hey, listen, let's do this DIY together, whatever. You can also get like some nice canvases and stuff like that. Brushes and paint and stuff like that. And you can always go to like the paint store. Like there's a couple of them that like sell paint, like these little pints of paint for like 50 cents and 39 cents or whatever. It's like mad cheap for shit like that. The only thing that's like kind of expensive is like the actual canvases themselves, but they're not really that expensive either. So I mean, those are all things that you kind of do and kind of not break the bank. Bowling isn't, you don't got to break the bank bowling. Look it up. There's always like some unlimited bowling or something like that for like $14.99 a person, or like stuff like that, like $15 a person. It don't gotta be like this extravagant thing. Like 7, fixing problems the day of. I cannot stress this enough as well. Leaving problems unsolved can build a lot of resentment, and you don't need that stress and people feeling like they're not being heard and different things like that, which is why you want to be able to effectively communicate with people and be open with each other. So with that being said, fix your problems the day of. If a problem arises, fix that day. Like, don't leave that to boil over and now y'all gotta talk later. No, fix it the day of, because it's easier to talk about things the day of and fix it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you gotta take a moment, a break or something, and say, hey, listen, I need to calm down a little bit. Can we're like, I want to revisit this, but like, let me just get 20 seconds to myself, or 20 minutes or whatever it is. Try to calm down. If you know that you're going to get upset because you feel some way about what happened or what's going on or how you're feeling or the problem that's arising, then take those couple minutes to relax and say, listen, let me step back, cool off, come back to it with a fresh mind and clear thoughts, and be able to effectively communicate what I'm trying to say and how I feel. Yeah. So do that. Have it where y'all still a team and y'all just tackling the problem. Look at it like that. Like, y'all still a team. Y'all still here. Y'all just have a problem that needs to be fixed. Fix it the day of. Don't let it boil over. Don't let the resentment form. Knock that out. Then go
left up. Let's have a little 6.
All I'm not saying that gotta be a part of it. And don't what you don't want to do is don't make getting the solution. I mean, unless it's a lack of, that's the issue. Then maybe. But don't make the solve it. Solve it. Be good with it. Maybe watch some TV, laugh together, and then maybe, but don't have that be the solution. Okay? 8, expressing your love. You gotta express love. You gotta express it. Whether it's through physical contact, intimacy, giving compliments, saying I love you. I love you. Look, you look beautiful today. Where you going? Why you look so good? You want to work like that? God damn. I know the bitches got to be jealous. Gas people up. Don't have it false gassing. Don't be gaslighting people. But definitely get, hype them up. Like, yo, I know the bitch about to be jealous up in here. Like, or, I'll be like, y'all niggas about to be jealous, whatever it is. Gas them up. So tell them you love them. Give some hugs, tight ones. You never know when you're not going to see somebody. Just holding hands, whatever, kissing, just having that little intimacy moments and giving compliments out, telling them you love them, just expressing your love, telling them what's up. This way people feel secure. People need to feel also a little bit of reassurance. Just to say I still love you. I still rock with you. Even though somebody might know it, saying it just reassures them. Always. It just reassures them yo, they really love me, yo. I know they love me, but they really love me. You know what I'm saying? Have them, you gotta kind of make their day. You know what I'm saying? If I'm about to head out or do something and somebody yo, where you going looking like that? Yo, people about to be jealous to tell you. It's gonna gas me up. I'm about to be happy. I'm about to be working with some confidence with my head held high, and it's gonna make my day. So, just little things like that can go a long way too. Come on, it's not that hard. People not asking for too much. Number 9, talk about your future with them. Talk about where y'all want to be headed, what your goals are. These are always it's always a good topic to see where you guys are headed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys always going to have your individual goals, but what are some of the goals y'all want to have together? Hey, we want to move in together by this date, by this time or whatever, or let's set personal goals between us. Hey, listen, I know we haven't communicated the best, but what I want to do is I want to work on that, and I want us to be able to work on communicating more effectively. That's a goal that y'all can set, that y'all can just be all right, let's do that, So little goals like that, and just talking about y'all future together, where y'all want to see each other, how many kids y'all want. Even if it's not right now, how many kids y'all want in the future. Talking about those things can just, boost up your relationship and see where it's headed and different things like that. Also, just each other up. You feel me? Okay. Yeah. And finally, number 10, don't take your partner for granted. Come on, don't take them for granted, especially if they're being good to you, yo. Don't take them for granted. Don't take them for granted. Don't. Because you don't want to lose them over the 20%. It's the 80-20 rule. You can't, nobody's going to be perfect. We all know that. We not perfect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's going to have everything that you want on the list that you probably made, which is probably some unrealistic stuff on that list that is unrealistic because you can't even provide it. So, don't take them for granted. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to have flaws. Everybody's going to have things that they're good at, things that they're not good at. But being able to work together effectively is what's going to really tie it all in. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do all of these things, when you know yourself, when you're able to communicate better, openly and effectively, when you're able to trust them and, build that bond, That's why that bond is so important, because when you building that friendship, that's also building trust with one another. When you talk about all the triggers that you have, when you talk about how you want to be loved and different things like that, you start going to like your life, because you start realizing like, oh, when I was getting raised, maybe I started feeling like this because of that, but that's also why you want to know yourself, so you can explain this to your partner. And then when you guys are talking about certain things, y'all dive deeper into each other's lives, y'all getting to know each other a little bit more, so y'all know what y'all gotta do, but don't take each other for granted, because last thing you need is for somebody not to be here one day, or you go off and you do something that you're not supposed to be doing, and then you lose a good person over this 20 little percent type of person, who ain't gonna do much for you other than the toxic stuff. And we don't need the toxicity in our lives. What we need is positivity, growth, money. I know I need money. Not saying I need money from somebody else, but I'm saying, like, these are the things, like, I'm trying to get some money, I'm trying to grow as a person, I'm trying to be positive, and I'm trying to be happy. So that wraps up my list. Simple. You'll be good. So now y'all already know how these videos end. Subscribe to my channel, give me a big thumbs up, and continue effing with me.